Welcome to Tell It Like It Is. Hey, you thought I was Big Joe? It's Big Bud.
No, hey, Big Joe. They both the same size.
We both the same side. We doing the big things. How you doing tonight? Tonight, to my right,
Johnny
we have
Dollar. I'm back.
Johnny Dollar.
Just for a little bit, people. Just for a little bit.
How you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Hey, people think this show can happen, Big Joe, but I'm looking at you. I'm watching you, player.
I think I can do
I'm
it.
watching you. I'm
do it.
watching you. Okay, keep it
And to
up.
my left, we have
Forget about
the
it.
horse trailer.
Forget about it.
The horse trailer. What really going on?
Man, I don't know, man. I just want to talk a little bit about, some big things going on. Big
Well,
things
first,
going
before
on.
we got Stack Girl. Look at her.
Stag girl, you're looking
girl.
beautiful.
Thank you
Just
very
like if I was Italian, you're looking beautiful, baby.
Appreciate it.
Very beautiful. Yeah.
I tell you what.
Tell me something.
We gonna get into it.
Let's
We gonna
rock
get
and roll.
into it. Kick a bucket, Kentucky.
That's where you from. What's
We
happening?
gonna talk about the big news in the state of Illinois.
I'm happy.
Champaign, nationwide,
I'm happy.
worldwide.
I'm
the
happy.
Bears went out and spent some money and got them a
Let me
quarterback.
tell you something, player, and this is for everybody out here. You got the number. What's the number? So I know people need to call for the show.
328-82.
I know you want to call it and comment on this because I'm going to tell you something. The city of Chicago's doing big things, not with just baseball with them Cubs now. Now them Bears are trying to step in, man. When you pick up a big arm like Jay Cutler, that tells me they trying to do big things. That tells me they tired of everybody going to Wrigley Field and yelling and screaming.
Oh, they go to Soldier Field,
But
too.
still, they go there because they just want to eat at noon. But now they really got a reason to show up at Soldier Field and do the thing.
I'll tell you what, it's a big, I am shocked. It's the first time probably in 20-some years that the Bears have picked up a Pro Bowl quarterback.
I mean, you got to look at it since '85. You think of Jim
85.
McMahon. And Jim McMahon, believe it or not, he wasn't a great quarterback. You notice he never threw a tight spiral. Every ball he threw was wobbly.
If he threw a spiral, it was an accident.
He just had a hell of an offensive line, a major hell of a defensive team. Other than that, come on. We got Jay Cutler now. We got the John Elway of Denver.
So, what are you saying now?
I'm saying, man,
Pack your bag.
I'm just saying, Bears are going to get past the first round in the playoffs this year. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Bears gonna make the playoffs?
Oh, for sure. You got to look at it like this, man. We got a running back. What's the running back does? A running back opens us up for what? A quarterback.
game.
If you got a good passing game. Now, see, we had a good running back last year, but we didn't have that 10 to 20, that 20-yard down the field passing game.
Now, 'cause
but
they put
this
eight-
year,
8-9 in the box,
we
they gonna stop you.
We do. Now, but I think still, though, I think Bears are still missing. I really think that Hester, he's not a receiver. I really don't think he's a receiver.
You going to
I think
find some receivers.
I think he's a special teams expert, and I think that's where he should go. And again, if you need to comment off this, call the number. If it's on the screen, what's the number, Big Bun?
I think it's 328-8280. Am I right, Stack Girl?
8280. Is that it?
That would be correct.
That would be correct. So if anybody needs to call, I know we've been on spring break for a couple weeks, and I've been on spring break for a long time because I'm just getting back, and Big Bun's handling this thing now, him and Big Joe and Big Wayne. So I know we've been off the air for a couple weeks. We doing this thing the way they do it. I'm just part-time, you know what I'm saying? But
Part-time
still,
help.
that's still.
He gets three-quarter pay.
Bears get a wide receiver. What about picking up old man Marvin Harris and just put him on for a couple
if
years?
you look at it out there, Dollar, you got Torrey Holt out there. You got Marvin Harrison, Amani Toomer. These guys are old.
He's too damn old.
But they come in, they give you something. It's better than
I still think right now.
Booker and Lloyd.
I still think right now Marvin Harrison got a half a tank or three-quarter tank of gas in him. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Bears got the shoes and socks. All he need a pair of slacks to go with that suit. I'm telling you, and it's a wrap.
If you look at like Marvin Harrison knee injury, a person should take at least a year and a half, 2 years for full recovery. McNabb came back off a knee injury. He was 58%.
Different positions though.
But he wasn't mobile like he was last year. Marvin Harrison come back. He wasn't the same Marvin Harrison.
Right.
So he might have played possum just to get out of Indianapolis.
Well, let me ask you this. Besides the big news with the NFL, with the Jay Cutler coming to Chicago and everything like this, what I'm really upset about is NFL's turning to be real soft. With the rule changes they got now, they came up with the Tom Brady rule. Yeah. What you think with that? I don't like it.
Tom
Because
Brady
I'm gonna tell you right now, like you said, you play football
was,
Kentucky.
That was accident.
You play football Kentucky. You a lineman. You're gonna get knocked to the ground.
That's true.
So how are you supposed to go back and reach for the? They want you to get straight
We're
up.
taught the grass drills and stuff to get back.
I don't
up.
think it's gonna last long.
Because I mean, if you look at it, the NFL is getting to the point where it's almost like a quarterback is untouched. I mean, if you look
Come
at
on,
some old
that's right.
NFL films, you see them guys. Y.A. Tittle, he got there bloody. Frank Gifford, he got a concussion. Them guys have been out of football. The guys that hit him would have been out of football. But now you're looking at Tom Brady gets hurt, they come up rule. T.O. gets hurt, they come up with a rule. I mean, what they gonna do? Put a monitor on the quarterback if you
What they gonna do is they're gonna put that little red practice jersey over the top of them. Don't touch this fella right here. Hit everybody else you want, but the quarterback's gonna wear that little special jersey where you know you can't touch him. You know, but
even though
I think they're taking
running
away.
backs-
They're taking away from the physical part of the game, and they turn it a little bit too soft. And I don't know who's coming up with these ideas, but I'm telling you, I don't think it's gonna last long.
Robert Kraft.
I don't think it's gonna last long.
I think it will. I mean, some of the
don't.
rules good. Now
There's gonna be a lot of late flags. There's
Hines-
gonna be a lot of 15-yard penalties. I'll tell you that right now.
Hines Ward issue. I mean, where he come back and blindside defender. I understand that leading with the helmet. You know, because they say you can lead with your helmet. Now they hit you with the shoulder pad.
Man, come on, man.
They
You're
blasting
talking to one of the hardest hitters in this area right here. When you pound somebody, you go pound somebody. They didn't call me Coma just for nothing. When I put the helmet on, when I put the pop on somebody, they out. So when you take it away from how I come to the game or come at the game as far as what I'm going to do to that person lined up across from me, then come on, what else you expect me to do?
Well,
Come on, give me a break, baby.
going back to the Cutler thing, since you called me the other day. I thought you won
Hey,
the
man,
lottery.
like I just said, you better get real with the program because it's not just Chicago Cubs. It's now Chicago Cubs and the Chicago Bears. But let's stop. Look who showed up, people.
Who is this masked man?
Man, I'm telling you right now. Allen Iverson talking about retiring,
So you brought it out, huh?
so I had to bring out the old AI.
Look like an old Buffalo Bills jersey.
But what I want to know, look at the top piece. Was that a mistake?
No, this ain't.
That ain't Johnny Dollar. We talked about that earlier.
See,
You lose a bet?
No, I didn't lose a bet. You know, I've been looking at Tell Like It Is, and you know, I sit here and I usually sit in the chair you sitting at, and I kept looking. I say, when the calls come in, you know, they call, hey Dollar, hey Bundy, and I'm like, something ain't right. Why is it always happening like that?
Let me just say this, people's out there. I know we've been gone for a couple weeks, but the ones that's watching, listening to what I'm about ready to tell you, they can't wear it like I can. I'm done with it.
Well,
They can't wear it like
but
that.
hey, you know,
Hey,
I got the starter kit.
He's starting.
I got the starter kit.
Click.
It's the ball head starter kit.
But Bun, fill me in what we've been talking about, because I want to hear what his hypnosis up
We've
on
been
this here.
talking about, it's Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, oh,
The Kool-Aid people that went to all the stores, ain't nothing on the shelf anymore.
like a hurricane coming.
The Kraft is out of it
Right.
because Jay Cutler.
Okay.
Not
Remember, go ahead.
Jay, not Jake.
Jay.
Cutler.
JC.
Not Jesus Christ.
They think that's who's the second coming.
Well,
When you ain't had a quarterback in the last 25 years go to Pro Bowl, I mean, they ain't had a whole lot of quarterbacks.
Okay, forget about anything else, Joe. Let me put y'all on this little hypnosis, okay?
Please.
I'm gonna put you in this hypnosis. Let's say I'm your quarterback, but I'm not that good. You are my 1,000-yard rusher year in and year out, doing your thing with
Right.
the little of what we have. Now, I'm not a good passer 10 yards down the field, no more than 10 yards. Now, I can get the ball, under 10, under 15, but farther than that, I may have a little problem.
Right.
But teams are keying on you. Why? Because your quarterback is not that accurate 15 yards down the field. But all of a sudden, you at home, chilling, watching TV, doing what you do, you get a text message
They say we just
that
got,
you just picked up one of the strongest arms quarterback in the National Football League, Jay Cutler. That takes pressure off of you. You know what? You had a pretty good, understanding with your original quarterback, but still, you got a big time name and a big arm in Chicago now. That's gonna take pressure off the running back.
Let me jump in here now.
Wait.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You said he was one. You called me the other day. Said he one of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Oh
in the
yes,
league.
for sure.
Name them. I
Number
could name,
one, I
I could
think-
name 5 before him.
Well, number one is I'm gonna tell you top 5. You got to give Brady number 1.
Yeah, even though he didn't play.
You got to give Brady number 1. You got to give. I'm gonna give New Orleans Breeze.
Yep.
I'm gonna give one to McNabb. He got to be in there, and he can be 1 or 2. He can flip because I believe without McNabb, Philadelphia is a team that's finished. And then number 4. I'm not gonna say I can't put him number 4 because he just proved himself last year. Number 4, he just left last year, and that's Brett Favre. But he's gone. But he's still a competitor. But other than that, I still think.
Where Phillip Rivers and Peyton Manning at?
Well, I forgot them. It's a good name. But still, I'm saying right now, Jay Cutler is in that top 5, man. I mean,
Is he 5A, B, or C?
I'm saying he's 5B or C. But I'm just telling you, dude has improved himself. He proved himself that he's a good quarterback. And I'm gonna apologize to Peyton Manning. I really forgot you because you are in that top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Let me
Go
jump
ahead.
in.
I know you got good stats.
Right. First of all, look how I look on the screen. Look how low I am. I look like about
Well, you know who's been sitting in that chair.
right.
That's
big fellas. And weighed it on down.
It's a little different weight now.
I'm gonna jump right in on the Bears Cutler situation. The first thing I want to talk about, before we get into whether he's in the top 5, which he isn't, he ain't even in the top 10. But we're gonna get into what did the Bears give up to get Jay Cutler?
A whole lot.
Did they give up too much? And they answered. You've been talking nonstop for 12 minutes now. I know I just came in late,
Go ahead.
ball here, but I'm gonna tell you right now, they did. Here's the point. What do you call me? I'm the what?
Stat man.
Stat man?
Before you get a stat, the Bears last couple years, them first round picks been bums anyway,
I
so
mean, come
it
on,
fit right
so
in.
that's why I want to hear the stat, man. Go bring your stats.
got it.
Okay,
He got it.
I got them for you.
He got
First
a
of
good
all,
concoction.
you said earlier that as a 1,000-yard rusher, when you know you got a good quarterback, you know it's going to take pressure off of you, which I totally agree with. Here's your problem with the 1,000-yard rusher. Matt Forte ran for what, 1,300 yards last year? In a 16-game schedule. Guess how many 100-yard games Matt Forte had? That was the first game of the season. He had a 100-yard game. He didn't have another 100-yard game until when?
The last game of the year.
Last game. He's not a 100.
Okay.
First of all, let me say that. Second of all, you talk about stats.
Okay.
Football is truly a team sport. 11 guys on each side. What was the weakest area, offense or defense, of all the stats that the Bears have? Pass defense. They were ranked 30th out of 32 teams. Offensive passing, the Bears were 21st. Offensive rushing, the Bears were actually 24th. So the rushing offense was worse than the pass offense. The final thing I'll point out to you, Jay Cutler is 25 years old. He's been in the league, what, 3 years? He made the Pro Bowl by default. You know, a lot of people get excited, oh, he was a Pro Bowl quarterback. He made it by default. And the reason why I say made it by default is because he was on a team
Preach on, bro.
that had no running attack and no defense. So all Jay Cutler did, he threw the ball 616 times last year.
That's like Kerry Woods pitching for the Cubs.
When you get to bare weather, he's not going to be slinging that rock around in Chicago the way he was slinging around for Denver. And
wish I could
who is he
call
going to throw the ball to? You got an Arena League wide receiver in Rasheed Davis. You got a punt returner trying to be turned into a number one receiver in Devin Hester. And who's your other quarterback? Wide receiver?
Brandon Lloyd. He's
Brandon
known
Lloyd.
for that catch.
He one catch for the San Francisco 49ers, ain't done nothing since. Your best receivers are your tight ends. So you mean to tell me you gave up a first-round pick this year, a first-round pick next year, a third-round pick this year, and your starting quarterback for a guy that's going to be throwing to your tight ends? Because Ron Turner is still the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. That's all I got to say about whether the Bears gave up too much in this deal. They gave away the farm to get Jay Cutler when their problem is their defense.
Wow. Preach on, brother.
Bottom line,
Can I?
you can jump back in.
Now
Deacon.
I know why you was late because you came up with all these crazy numbers. But let me just tell you this right here is this, okay? Let's flip the script. The Bears got somebody that strengthen their defense, and then we've been stuck with the same quarterback, then I can hear it. Bears need a quarterback. I'm going to tell you something, man. You don't live for tomorrow, you live for today.
That's true.
Okay?
I'm with
That's
you on
point
that.
blank. Is this. Number one, they got big old pace. They got big old Atlanta pace.
With a bad back.
With a bad back, but you never know. All I'm saying is, fellas, with free agent market, with all, you never know what brainstorming Bears been doing. We don't know how this outcome's going to be. It might be a bad, it might be a good. But other than the numbers, I don't care about the numbers. I don't care about the, which you are an excellent stat man, and I'm giving you kudos on that. But, man, you know me. Forget the numbers. Forget about first, second, third, all this stuff here. All I'm saying is this. Bears got them a good 1 and 2 combination. The only thing I'm agreeing with you on is this. Hester's not a receiver. Hester's a special teams man.
Right.
That's one thing. They really do need, if they beef up their wide receivers and all that stuff there, Bears are going to be some major contenders. And I'm telling you, the reason Jay Cutler was successful in Denver, you said he passed how many times?
616
times without a running back? Is that what you said? Okay, add a good running back to Jay Cutler now.
But remember this.
Okay, add a good running back to Jay Cutler. It might go from 600 to 400 with the Super Bowl championship, with the 2,000-yard running back, and kudos to Johnny Dollar. I'm done. People call in and talk to these folks because I'm done.
First of all, I know you're done.
Look at that.
Yeah, that Kool-Aid, shake it up, shake it up, shake that
I
Kool-Aid
wish
up.
Big Wayne was here so he can argue with me.
Oh, when
No,
he
Big
tap
Wayne,
out.
he tap out. We ain't gonna have him tap out tonight. It's too early in the season. I said earlier about who catches the football. And I talked about, Desmond Clark and Olsen are your best receivers, and they're your tight ends. Okay? Let's talk about what you just talked about. They went out and got a journeyman tackle, Schaefer. Schaefer's been with Atlanta and Cleveland, now with Bears. This is his third team in 8 years. Then you went out and got a old left tackle who hasn't played in the past 2 years because of his back.
So he should be real healthy right now.
Here's the thing you got to remember. It's just like the vice president and the president. He a heartbeat away from watching that trillion-dollar investment y'all just made in the quarterback go straight down the tubes. And finally, you said earlier, everybody been saying the Bears need a quarterback. You went to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman, the worst quarterback in the history of quarterbacks. So that tells you didn't need a Jay Cutler.
Yeah, we do.
You won the Super Bowl with Jim McMahon, and he's a step above Rex Grossman.
We won the Super Bowl because
Bears-
of defense.
the Bears-
We got to the Super Bowl because of
You
good
just
defense.
answered your question.
Okay, but
so your defense,
add a quarterback.
you still got a bad defense. So
Add a
now,
quarterback.
instead of losing 17-10, now you're gonna lose 30-27.
Why does defense get bad though, people? Because sometimes you put pressure on defense to where they got to do all the work all the time. And I believe that's why Bears defense numbers are so low in the NFL. But now you got a quarterback that can help out. If the defense doesn't come through, at least they can fall back and say, hey, we got JC, we got Forte, they're going to get us out of this. Bam.
But your defense is falling apart, Dollar.
Mike Brown's the best.
by little.
Mike Brown, best player, he's gone.
He should be.
But he's gone.
Can't play a whole year.
Thank you. He should be.
Tommy Harris had the muscle ripped off the bone in terms of his hamstring. He's not the Tommy Harris of 3 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl. You don't have a tackle next to Tommy Harris that was there like Tank Johnson and the rest of the gang when they went to the Super Bowl. Brian Urlacher is done. Your best linebacker is Lance Briggs, and he busy putting Lamborghinis in the shop and putting babies out there on the free market.
You wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong, but I'm telling the truth. Peanut Tillman is your
like it
best
is.
corner. The show is called what?
Tell it like it
And I'm going
is.
to tell it like it is. Peanut Tillman, your best corner. He got his claim to fame taking a pass from Randy Moss 6 years ago. Your defense is done. The Bears went out and put Lovie Smith's job on the line with a third-year quarterback. Lovie Smith will be fired after this year. That coaching staff is gone because this gives Jerry Angelo and them the excuse to say, we gave you the quarterback and you couldn't win.
They setting them up.
They set him up for failure. They took away the draft picks they needed to improve the defense. That's what the problem is. And I'm not even a Bears fan. I'm done.
Thank you. Not a Bear fan. All right, what else, Bun? What else we talking about? Because y'all really giving me one of them ingrains or migraines or tree. I don't know.
He's an ingrained.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a question out
man.
to him. What would be, tell me right now that you got your quarterback, for this season, what is success? What's success?
What is success?
With Jay Cutler now on the team, What would you consider a successful season after the first year with Jay Cutler being there?
I'm saying go to the playoffs and get past the first round and maybe get to the NFC Championship.
Not gonna happen. So what you saying? They're gonna leapfrog
I believe they could.
the Vikings
I
and
believe
the
they can.
Packers in that division.
Oh yeah, I believe they can. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, number one, Vikings. That's not even talking about them boys. They should have went and got Cutler.
No.
Okay.
They made it to the playoffs
All
with
right,
a bad
nephew,
quarterback.
They got saved.
You know-
what you put in dressing.
Yeah. Whew.
He's delicious. He's nutritious.
But I mean, Jay Cutler. I mean, everybody's. I mean, to me, outside playing in New York, he has a whole lot of pressure on him. He has to come in there and win now.
Yes.
Every preseason game.
That's what we make the move for, man.
He can't. There's no such thing. Your pinky hurt or your hamstring.
Oh, well, I
or
agree.
your foot.
Chicago fans are something else.
Oh,
You got to go do
they
his
would
thing.
catch him and hurt him
So,
on the highway.
but I'm gonna tell you something.
There he
They are
is, right
excited.
there.
Right now, they're excited. Right now.
Are you excited?
Chicago
You called me the other
fans
day?
Are
I thought you
excited
didn't hit the Mega
and
Millions.
count on Jay Cutler doing his thing.
Because you said it's going to be a party at your house every
Every Sunday.
It's going to be Super Bowl party, sushi. He going to have people come in and cook the
The
sushi.
real Chinese people
So you're gonna have
with the
your,
naked woman laying on the table and put the food on her. It's the real fancy stuff.
call me when you got Tostitos and dip. I'll come to that party. I'm not gonna come to the sushi party.
All right, we got a call on the line.
I hope it's a Bear fan.
Callers, tell your name, tell it like it is.
Hey, this Trump fella,
Hey, Charles.
how's it going?
What's
All
up?
right.
All right.
This-
Sean, man, you are so off the dollar. I couldn't agree with you more. Cutler is going to make this team what it is. Y'all got to remember, the guy played in cold weather. He comes from Denver.
Thank
He
you.
played at Vanderbilt. Now he's in Chicago.
Vanderbilt's in
Cold weather's
Nashville.
not going to do anything.
Vanderbilt's in Nashville, Tennessee.
Let him talk.
That's Chuck.
Everybody
So?
he has played with, he's made them receivers better. Now they're talking about bringing Devin Hester back to the kickoffs and the punt returns and all that. With Cutler coming in there, don't be surprised if they keep him on the wide receiver tip. He's going to make Olsen better than he was. They put in Pace as a backup. I'm telling you, these Bears and the NFC is a weak division. I don't see why we don't win it outright.
Hey, Chuck, you're a smart man. I'm gonna just tell you this, Chuck. And Bears ain't done making no moves yet either, bro. All I'm saying is,
been
don't be
money.
surprised.
Stimulus
Here
package.
in a few minutes, you're gonna hear one of them veteran, excellent Pro Bowl receivers come to Chicago. You heard?
Damn right they will. You're darn right they will.
Don't be surprised, Chuck.
Chuck, you say damn. Just tell it like it is.
People want to play with winners.
But
They
Chuck,
want to play with losers.
Chuck, tell Dollar what you told me earlier.
About.
Jay Cutler. Don't change the story.
Well, all right, I won't change it now. I think we spend too much on it.
That's
2 first rounds and a fifth.
Okay,
Why?
okay.
And Kyle Orton.
Hey, Chuck. Tomorrow's not promised. We gotta do what we gotta do today and make the best of
Hey,
it.
tell
And
it-
we'll worry about tomorrow when it gets here.
Chuck, tell it like it. Tell it out. Part 2 of what you told me.
No, it was spent too much.
No,
Too much.
about him being like Jeff George off the field.
Oh, well, that is true.
You-
Everybody I've read, and every commentator has compared the man to Jeff George.
Stat
And
man.
if he ends up like
Stat
this,
man.
that's the last
Yeah,
thing
winner.
Chicago needed.
he ain't a winner.
But we've been, as Bear fans, we've been hollering for a quarterback for years.
And we got one. I think we got one.
Years.
And we got a young
Now,
one.
Hey.
now we got a top-rate quarterback.
well,
That's the
let
best day.
How he make it on 12, he
This-
made it.
This the best day since
Still
the
went to
refrigerator.
Hawaii. He still fit on Halloween, and he was out there surfing with some fine Asian broads.
Chuck, I salute you.
Y'all have a good evening.
All right,
I
Chuck.
salute you,
Double
Brink.
salute him.
I ain't even gonna salute him.
Well, you know,
And let me say this.
why would you?
There's an old saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And Chuck just said it, and I told you earlier, you gave away 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a starting quarterback to get a stat man.
But
You brought a stat man in to a team that defense is aging and is falling apart. That's
he
the
said
issue.
Asian, not Asian, like you gonna have.
Right.
He said aging.
Aging
A-G-I-N.
Aging defense. You threw the baby out with the bathwater when you brought the man in. And the final thing I'm gonna say on Jay Cutler, come Thanksgiving, when the Bears sitting about 4-8, and he done had that fan throw a cup of beer on him when he walking through the tunnel because he threw for 4 picks because he's just slinging it, that's when I want to have this conversation. It's not the conversation. Like I said, we can't bust your Christmas up now. You got your shiny new toy now. But let's see how long that toy lasts. That toy ain't going to make it to January.
Then somebody sent me a text this morning. I don't know who it was. They said Jay Cutler going to the Bears like Mario Andretti driving a garbage truck.
Hey, I need another Bear caller to call in and educate these cats on what's about ready to happen in Chicago.
Dan.
Chuck done one. What's the number again?
328-8280.
Somebody else call in, educate these cats about what's going to happen in the city this winter. Hey, I'm just here. Go ahead. Y'all talking.
But did you go get your shirt the other day? You got your
It's
Jay
on
Cutler?
order. It's on order.
You got your Jay
It's
Cutler?
on order.
How much it costs?
I got a bootleg man to bring it in. So I might be missing half the number.
It might not even say color. It might say
Might
cut.
say,
No, it's going to say Cutter.
yeah.
Instead of L, it's going to have 2 T's. You're like, man,
Cutter.
I thought it was Jay Cutler. Hey, man, for
Hey.
$3.95, hey, this is what you get for
That's what
$3.95.
same
This
color,
paper,
just a little extra letter.
That's all it is, you know. People won't be able to tell when you wear it in the club.
You know what I mean?
But then, I'm looking at TV today. It's some more sad news in NFL.
Uh-oh.
Plaxico got cut today.
But
Come on now.
Speaking of NFL, tell me this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, go ahead. We got a phone call.
You got a call online. Call us, tell your name, tell it like it is.
Hi, my name is Mike Thompson. I think the whole plan will do a great job with the Bears, man. We need a quarterback. It's been too long since we've had a quarterback.
Hey, man, what's your name? What's your name?
Oh, he hung up. He said it's been too long since I had a quarterback. Let me say
You right.
Since Sid Luckman, they ain't had a quarterback.
You
so
right.
why you need a quarterback now?
You right, whoever the caller was.
Sid
I'm telling
Luckman.
you. Hey, Minnesota, New
It-
York Giants call.
Let me tell you right now.
Forget about
It
it.
don't even matter what team. The bottom line is this. You don't trade away your future for a guy that is nothing but a stat man.
Well, I know one thing about it. The Bear fans around there, you don't need the Sunday ticket.
No.
Yeah.
You'll be able to sit there and watch Fox.
Yeah, whatever. You don't
Fox
trade
and
it. You don't
CBS
trade
every
it.
week.
You don't trade a Chevy for a Ford either. But I know people that do it. Next, speaking of NFL, what you was going to say about the
Mexico got
NFL?
cut today, man.
I mean, that doesn't surprise. Does it surprise you, Joe?
Come on, he ain't shot himself. He ain't got punishment.
But here's a surprise to me, though. I know y'all saw on TV. Dante Starworth gets on TV today. Apologized to the family. That's cool. And then he says he got confidence in the court system in the U.S. But let me tell you this, Dante. Let me tell you this, Dante. If Michael Vick can go to prison for fighting dogs, and then if Presco can go to prison for shooting himself in the leg, you going to the penitentiary.
For running over, man.
All right, we got a
coming
caller
over.
on the line. Call us, tell her your name, tell her like it is.
My name is Kenny.
Kenny, what's that?
All I got to say is, man, that the Bears are going to be a better team with color, no matter what.
Right on.
He's not a good enough quarterback. He's an average quarterback, system quarterback.
All right, Kenny, can I ask you a question? If Kyle Orton goes to Denver and a Pro Bowl and take him to the Super Bowl, would you be mad?
I ain't mad. It ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
They got no defense. In the first place, in the West.
Do you think it's the system in Chicago compared to Denver?
Well, I can't agree with you guys about the Ron Turner thing. He is not as good a coach.
Right. And he's still there. He's still there.
But he's calling plays for what he has. Now you got a quarterback. Now you're going to see the playbook shake up a little bit. But Kenny's telling you right, man. I'm telling you, it's a good thing for the Bears. And why you get up these if questions, if a bullfrog had a glass butt, it wouldn't be hopping nowhere either. So don't give us no ifs. Give us ifs about Cutler the Bears. The man's talking bear talk, fellas. Kenny, I salute you. Bam!
All right, thanks for calling in. You get all kind of calls.
Any more Bear fans? Call in, please.
Wait a minute, Bundy, first of all, this is just like stimulus package. If you get a check, everybody happy. So Bear fans are getting their stimulus package. This was their stimulus
Kenny,
package right now.
I salute
all
you.
Bear fans, this is the day, when you open your Christmas. Remember, what was the commercial, the Lexus commercial during Christmas? And the kids said,
hold that thought. We got another caller online. Call us, tell your name, tell her like it is. This is Kool-Aid Special.
Hey, am I on?
Yes, you are.
Okay, cool. I'm Mike from Van. I got a couple points here for you guys, all right? I'm a big-time Bears fan. I love the trade for Kyle Warner, despite what we gave up. Points I got. I was watching Sports Center this morning, and yesterday up in the Chicago Sports Radio station, one called Best Point, and I've been, for the longest time, for the first time, we will not be saying, hey, at least our quarterback can manage the game. And that got so tiring hearing that, oh, Kyle Orton can win you games because he can just manage. He's not going to make mistakes. How about a quarterback that can go out and win you a game? I think we got that one covered. Second point is, as far as first-round draft picks, you look at the past 10 years with the David Terrells and the Mark Columbos and the Cedric Bensons. No, with the way the Bears have been going with first-round draft picks, frankly, hey, you know what? David Beckham's second round, Cutler, got it for the next 10 years, it's going to be a good quarterback.
You gonna salute him too?
He ain't done yet. Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, that's all I got right now. I just didn't hear anything
Hey,
to say about that.
hey, but you had good points. I mean,
And
look
Joe,
at
you
the-
just said that.
You look at the
We
Bears.
just said that.
You look at the
picks.
Bears draft picks. I mean, Rashad Salam, Kurt Enos. You know, my man out of Michigan.
David Terrell, like he said. I mean, I agree. First of all, he made two excellent points. First of all, the best point he made was that you actually have a quarterback that's a quarterback as opposed to a manager.
You
Guy
hope-
just
you hope
hoping.
he-
Bob
hope he-
hopes and wishes.
Hope he don't throw an
I
interception.
hope he don't throw it in. Wish he don't throw an interception. The issue is, just like Bundy said earlier, you don't take Mario Andretti and put him in a garbage truck. You don't have the tools around Cutler in terms of the same tools that you had in Denver.
I think you're wrong.
Brandon Marshall, Eddie Royal, and Stokely were his three receivers in Denver. That's why he threw for 4,500 yards.
Okay, you're wrong.
If you don't have the car to drive, you can't take Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, any of them guys and win NASCAR. It's the same thing here.
They won't win
Jay
in the
Cutler
playoffs.
Hey,
is
I
a great specimen.
I just said all they need is some slacks to go with them shoes and socks. They get a good receiver. I agree with you. Bears need a good receiver.
And
They
you
got
gonna
everything
put
else in place. I'm telling you, Jay Cutler, just like the caller said, Jay Cutler can win a close game. Interceptions are going to happen.
That's true.
Everybody throw interceptions.
I agree.
But Jay Cutler is what Chicago needs. Jay Cutler is what Chicago wants. Jay Cutler is what Chicago got. Call it. I salute you.
Here's an idea too, all right? You got Torrey Holt in the free agent market.
Yep.
You guys got another 2 good years left. Not Black, so go for Torrey Holt for a couple of years because I do think it's a solid number 2 guy, a guy that can get that occasional big reception for you. He's still got the speed. I'm not worried about him. But as far as him not having the tools, I think Forte is the real deal. They have a great dual tight end set. And, you know, I know Rasheed Davis and Brandon Lloyd are not the best guys out there, but look at one.
Hey, and what about Marvin? Hey, what about Marvin Harrison? He's still out there. You know what I mean?
He's still a free agent. He's still floating around there.
Yes, he
Okay,
is.
Why not? I mean, my point is, if Kyle Orton in his first day before he got hurt last year, put up the numbers that he did, imagine what an actual NFL quarterback can do. And, I mean, hopefully Pace is back, stays healthy. I think the offensive line will be just above average. But that'll be enough, and Cutler's got some mobility. So I'm feeling good. As a Bears
Me too.
fan, I'm saying,
Hey, I'm saluting you. Bam!
Absolutely.
here's my prediction, guys. 11 wins, NFC North champions, and they're going to just miss out on the NFC championship game. They're going to get 1 win blowout.
Hey, what's your name again?
From Urbana.
Hey, what's your name?
That's Ken.
Hey, I salute you. I'm telling you what you talking the truth. You tell it like it is. I'm telling you, you need to be sitting on this panel right now because you're talking the truth.
All right, thanks for calling in.
All right.
Peace. Hey, any more Bear fans out there? What's the number again?
Stat girl,
Call the number.
cause she over there.
328 8280.
82. Hey, he got the middle table. I'm just saying. Come on, fellas.
She reading a Terry McMillan book.
Hey,
First of all, I'm going to respond to some of this.
Kool-Aid.
Well, no, it's not Kool-Aid
bear
now.
down,
No, it's
Chicago
not Kool-Aid.
Bears.
You know what this is like? This is like somebody go out to a restaurant and just had a good meal.
Oh,
And
man.
it tastes
I did.
delicious.
I did.
And look, Jay Cutler tastes delicious right now.
He's body good.
But guess what happens? Then you got to digest it.
We got the bubble.
Oh, I got the cutlers. Man, did you eat that cutler? Yeah, I had that cutler. You said it was good.
It was.
It was, man, but it don't go down the
How
same
many
way.
times have you
We're gonna call Punk
digested Tavares and Farte or Farrat? You know what I mean?
But tell you what,
Thank you.
I tell you
Farrat
what,
Jackson.
we ain't talking
You know what
about.
I mean?
We're not talking about
Okay,
them
then.
bad quarterbacks.
Bear fans,
Salute.
I salute you.
Salute them
Any
Bear
more
fans.
calls? Call call in. Tell
Please
like this.
call
Talk
in.
to these cats.
Drink the Kool-Aid Bear fans. Eat the
What
cutlet.
else is next? Because I think I won the bear conversation.
sing the
What else?
song.
I don't feel like singing it. You know the song. What else we talking about? I'm just chilling.
I tell you what,
I'm just chilling.
Instead of in the middle, we're going to switch gears.
I'm just chilling.
How's your bracket looking?
My bracket's looking excellently, buddy. Excellent.
Listen to
If you fill it out,
Excellent.
if you fill it out,
as the games go on, as the games go on.
My Final Four was Michigan State, UConn. I had the only team I didn't have in there was North Carolina, and I had them Villanova Cats. So I'm doing pretty doggone good.
What, you ought to be sitting pretty good in.
I am sitting pretty good, but that's none of your business. Yeah, because you know you good with the computer. You might get in there and switch my name and try to win
Yeah,
my.
I won't
Yo,
switch
you never
my
know.
name.
You never know. You know that stuff, man.
My bracket.
Anything
shot.
else?
I had Denny Crum going all the way.
Well,
Well,
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're using my bracket right now at the recycling center. Because all it can be used for is toilet paper or wipe your hands. Because I
and
ain't.
Or making a
hey,
sale.
hey,
That's it.
we had one Big Ten team take care of business last night. Penn State whooped them, done their thing. Watch out for them state
All
boys.
right, I had a question. Me and the guy was talking earlier. We talking about Big Ten. Name the last Big Ten superstar that come out of Big Ten that went to the NBA.
The last Big Ten superstar
Yeah.
that came out.
That was a superstar at this college.
Well, you got the only one I can think of is Weber. He was a Big Ten superstar.
No,
He was a superstar.
he's the last.
I'm not good at remembering things like. I mean, look here. Number one is. Now, I got a lot of other
That
things on
man.
my plate. Just I sit in the computer all day and read this stuff here now. I don't do that stuff. I do got a life outside of this.
Stump the
I
swallow.
got other things to do. You know what I mean? I don't sit underneath the tree and read magazines and try to stomp dollar bill when you see. You can't do that. So who was it?
Well, the list that I Big Dog Robinson was your first round draft pick, and that was in '94 when he came out of Purdue. Then you had Steve Smith, Tyke Peacock's twin,
Yep.
came out of Michigan State. Mo Peterson when he played for Michigan State when they won the championship in 2000. Really after that, then obviously Darren Williams.
Nope. He was the third leading scorer on the Illinois team.
Right, but
So I'm talking about super.
you're talking about a superstar that came out of Big Ten, and then that's guys I just named off.
I got him.
I can't think of
It was Eric Gordon, if you count him, one and done. But before him, Devin Harris.
Devin Harris out of Wisconsin.
last one.
Yeah, yeah, and what's crazy about that is that Devin Harris, I don't think too many people thought would be doing what he's doing in the pros right now.
Yep.
But he is a beast. But back to the Final Four, like I said, my brackets are busted. Michigan State, UConn. Talk about the game a little bit. I know my feeling on the game is this: if Michigan State can play the same way they played against Louisville,
They'll win.
with the grab and hold and Big Ten style of defense, and get the production from all the players they got, Michigan State will beat UConn. But if Michigan State gets into a situation where the whistles get quick, and you get the touchy-feely refs that don't like the contact, UConn advantage them.
I
Exactly.
tell you what, the last time Michigan State in that arena, they got 35.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Now, why y'all good at knowing names and good stat boys and good remember names? What's the three big guys for Michigan State? You know the first one, the starter.
Suton.
Suton. What's the other one?
Marquise Gray.
Marquise Gray and the
And
other
Big
one.
Green?
And who?
Green?
No, the one with the Jamaican name or Mukhtar or
Oh,
He come out
Ebok.
the
Ebok. Them three boys right there, if he keep rotating them big cats in, Suton, obviously he's a scorer. You know what I mean? But them some big cats, man. I remember, we was at the Illinois game when he kept rotating them in off Illinois,
Right.
and they just kept jumping over them like they was kids on a little school ground. And you got to put pressure on the beat. You got to keep moving them cats in, and you can't let Suton get in foul trouble. You got to move them cats in because I'm telling you, till this day, Michigan State got the best tournament team coach in the Big Ten.
Another
in the
thing you
business.
look about, I look at Connecticut. They got allegations against them. This will probably be their last run for a while. They'll probably be sanctioned. And Calhoun, we know he's sick and everything. So I think they woke up a sleeping giant. I think Connecticut gonna go out there and put one on. They ain't gonna put 35 on them like North Carolina did Michigan earlier. But it's gonna be one of them games or you got to go and get you a piece of round steak or
Well, you
a
know
piece of
what?
pork steak.
I heard you say that. I heard you saying that about Louisville too. I heard you tell me about Louisville. Oh yeah, dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, Louisville's in overdrive. Ain't no stopping them now. They done kicked in the
true.
third, fourth gear. I'm gonna tell you
They in the
something, man.
Final Four.
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Louisville's in the Final Four.
I'm telling
They're
you
playing
something.
against Oklahoma.
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Oh, it's winning.
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Don't be shocked, just like Joe said. If Michigan State do what they need to do as far as coaching wise, the coach is gonna win this game. It's not the players. It's gonna be the brainstorm
Not
of
only do
coaching.
you drink Berry Kool-Aid,
You know what I mean?
Alana Kool-Aid.
I'm a
some
Big Ten.
Kool-Aid.
You got any more Big Ten juices flowing? Player? That's it. And when and just like when Michigan State
report to the dance floor.
I'm gonna hit you on the hip.
All right, let me say two quick things on the Michigan State UConn matchup. The X factor is going to be Travis Walton against AJ Price. Travis Walton put the locks on Terrence Williams from Louisville. If AJ Price gets neutralized by Travis Walton, Michigan State, and he goes out there and mans him up, and he only is able to score 10 or 12 points, and he's 6 for 18 from the floor, that's Michigan State victory. Because I said it before the tournament started, guard play is what dictates who wins these games. The better guard tandems out there win these games. AJ Price is out there. They got the freshman that's been playing with him.
Kimba Walker.
And Walker did a good job in the Elite Eight game. But I'm telling you right now, if Kalen Lucas can get free, because he doesn't have to guard AJ Price.
Nope.
That's going to be the advantage for Michigan State. The advantage for UConn or the X factor on that side, Stanley Robinson. I don't know if Stanley Robinson from Danville or where he from, but Stanley Robinson, the way that boy has been playing the past 3 weeks, he's taking a lot of pressure. You talked about the beat. That's where a lot of the pressures come off of him, because Robinson and Adrian.
I'll tell you what, man.
And Adrian looks like he just got shoulder pads.
Man,
on.
he look like a UFC fighter, don't he?
I don't know if it's the uniform they wear.
Them medium.
Yeah.
See them arms.
I just don't think it's the uniform they wear, but that dude, Adrian's a big dude.
Yeah.
But just like you said, the quarterback of a Division I basketball is a guard, and it starts there and it works its way down low. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so,
and that's probably be the last damn time I agree with y'all.
Yeah.
tonight.
Now, the other game, Coach,
Main game. The game.
Carolina and
Carolina is playing like they did in November.
yeah.
I mean, Lawson, I don't know what they did his toe. And if, they shot it up or gave him some HGH or some clear, some cream. I don't know what they did to his foot. But that man come out the second half, it started against LSU.
Right.
He come out, he had 3 points. They talked about him. No, he had 2, excuse me. He's 1 for 5. That man came out and scored 23 points the second half, and then no stopping him. And then they play against Oklahoma. I thought Oklahoma would be the team to stop them, but Oklahoma don't have what?
Yeah.
Guard play.
Guard play.
They got big men, no guard play,
Right.
and Lawson tore them up.
At least
Now-
they didn't have guard play that game because they was terrible.
Now, what does Villanova have?
Guard play.
They got good guard
And
play.
they got some more big studs. Too.
Right. They got some big.
And
But
they shoot the 3 effective, but will that 3 be effective in a?
Right.
That's just like
if you're hot, if you're on tonight, you're on. If you ain't,
That's just like
you ain't.
putting Dollar Bill playing basketball at Georgetown in Assembly Hall. The word they playing that now.
right. Just ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna
work.
still score my 20 plus. I'm gonna still score my 20 plus, regardless of what you're saying.
Now, not to cut off the score from Georgetown to Buffalo, the Super Buffalo. You talk about guard play again. Scotty Reynolds. He won the game against Pittsburgh. The problem for Villanova in this game, they only have one Scotty Reynolds.
That's true.
North Carolina,
Got 4 of them.
right? They got 9 McDonald's All-Americans, 3 Wendy's All-American, 2 Burger King All-American. They got some Kentucky Fried Chicken All-Americans. They have their second team is just as good as their first team.
Yep.
When you got guys like Larry Drew, remember Larry Drew that played in the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
His son comes off the bench, All-American. Bobby Frazier, Illinois said he wasn't good enough to come here. McDonald All-American, he comes off the bench. Deion Thompson, Davis, Tyler Hansbrough, you don't even hear about
Thomas used to play here.
Thompson.
Oh,
You think
him.
about Thomas.
Yeah,
Right.
that
But
guy.
Tyler Hansbrough, he's an afterthought now.
Yeah.
Wayne Ellington, Danny Green, that's who wins the games for Carolina. They just are so deep.
They will win it all. I mean, they're
Now,
hungry.
They're hungry. They'll win Saturday. They'll beat Nova. But I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. If Michigan State beats UConn, they win the whole thing. Because Michigan State is, you forget about the intangibles. 30-year anniversary of when Magic Johnson and them won it. They playing at Ford Field right there, just a bus ride from home. The economy's down in Michigan. They need something to hope for. And Tom Izzo, as Dollar said, and I agree with him without, he's the best.
What? Y'all agree?
The best tournament coach left. Roy Williams is not a coach. Roy Williams is a great recruiter who happens to coach.
He's like Bill Self.
Exactly. He gets all the talent. And you think about the number of times Kansas went with Roy Williams there, and now with Carolina, this is his, third time with Carolina, getting there. He has all the talent. He just can't coach him into, I mean, let's be real with it. Reason why he won the title in 05? Who'd he play?
Oh, the referees cheated.
No, but who'd he play?
Oh, Illinois.
Right. He play any other team that year, he probably doesn't win the title.
Hey, I mean, I'm not tripping.
So,
on that.
so I'm just pointing out the fact that the coaches left, Calhoun, Jay Wright.
Remember, Jay Wright's supposed to come here.
He wish he would have, but that's a different subject.
Yeah.
But Jay Wright, Calhoun, Izzo, and Roy Williams.
Coach Roy.
Izzo's the best coach.
Yeah, he is.
Left right now. And I think what's going to happen at Villanova game, final thing I'll say on it, it'll be close to probably the 8-minute mark. Villanova run out of gas. They just going to wear them out with too many players.
Let me ask you this. Now, I mean, everybody didn't think Villanova's gonna get this far, except for me. But let me ask you this: the second round of the tournament, who was that? Or he was either in the second round of the tournament or the Sweet 16. Who was that Villanova played and they just ran through them and they just and it wasn't even expected. Who was it? Do you remember? When I called you, and I said, man, they just run it. Was it I don't know. But anyway, man, I think Villanova's going to pull this game out. And like I told y'all this once before, way back in the day, I said this is a bad year to be a number one.
Yeah,
This is a bad year to be a number one.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you this year right now, there will not be a number one team win the national championship this year.
They out of it.
You know?
They're out of it already.
Well, North Carolina's, well, they're not.
No, they ain't. Louisville's number one.
Well, they're number one overall. But I'm saying number one, period.
They are number one. Louisville was number one.
Overall.
And they were number one in the
But
poll.
I'm not talking about that.
You talking about number one seed.
I told you in this tournament there will not be a number one seed winning a championship.
what you
North
said.
Carolina won't win it. UConn will win it. It's going to be between Michigan State and Nova. If North Carolina gets there, just like Joe said, they're going to get beside the head. And like I said, Izzo, I think, if the coaches play right now, brainstorming game, it'll be Michigan State hands down.
Yeah.
Deep thought by Jack Handy.
Yeah. Because he's good enough, he's smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like him. His
Look,
daily
he ran-
affirmation.
Yeah, look, he ran back.
Ran
like,
back now. But you know what it is? He's spent.
Like he done signed it. Oh, yeah,
Well,
he amped up.
well,
He
you
amped
figure
up.
after the Cutler party, he done came from the Cutler. That's a
I
24-hour
can't wait
badge.
till football season start.
Anybody else want to call about the Bears? You can. We can go back to them if you want to call in.
Party every
That's on
Sunday
y'all.
at Dollar House.
Sushi.
You gonna have what?
Sushi with the naked woman laying across the table with food on. Hands off.
That's why I said when you had Tostitos and dip, that's when I come to your house. I'm not coming for the sushi party with the naked woman.
Bella gonna be
See,
on
when you mention
security.
Bears, how things just
Right, phone line fire up. Folks want to call in. But
What's your prediction? Oh, before we get your prediction, you got a caller on the line. Call us, tell your name, tell it like it is.
Hi, this is Marco from Urbana.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. I was listening in on your show here, and I got to agree with the number 3 guy. I mean, he is right on with the conspiracy on Lovie Smith. I mean, I think they're setting him up. I really think Angelo, he's thinking he's going, let's put this Mario Andretti guy in this beat up car and let's see
He ain't getting
how
us
bad he's going to do.
I'm glad there's somebody who looks at the bigger picture
Instead
and
of
doesn't get
thinking,
emotional about, we got a quarterback, when you look at the fact that you have a team that's aging on the defensive side and you have Matt Forte, 1,200 yards, but it's a 16-game season.
I agree 100%. And especially, I remember when the Bears picked up Cordell Stewart for just that 1 year for the Bears. I think I can't remember what year it was, 2099 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he showed up for 1 game, 2 games. I thought he was gonna bring some life with the Bears offense, but the Bears just cannot pick them on offense. I mean, just as far as the quarterback goes, that is. So
Thank you.
we'll see.
Well,
definitely will.
now you know
Thanks,
you ain't
man.
getting a salute for. You're not getting a salute from me. You know that.
He's getting a salute. Wait a minute. Put that camera back on me. Put that camera back on me back there.
Hey, caller, you're not getting a
Put
salute.
that on number. I salute you for number one, not drinking the Kool-Aid. I know it's tough trying not to drink the Kool-Aid.
It's that girl call that call back and telling me
And
this is
that man,
Kool-Aid,
he's
'cause he
looking
won't
at it
get no salute.
objectively. He's not looking at
Forget
it from the
about it.
standpoint, oh, we got a quarterback, we're going to the Super Bowl. He looked at it just like I did.
Two
Jerry
people-
Angelo
two
took
people
the
look at the
future.
same thing.
He mortgaged the Bears' future on one guy. If they don't win this year, Lovie Smith, Ron Turner, and that entire coaching staff is gone.
He pulled a AIG move.
He sure did. He saved his job because here's what's going to happen on talk radio. Everybody in Chicago is going to blame it on, they're going to say, oh, well, Angelo gave him the guy. He gave him the guy. Lovey just doesn't know how to coach. Lovey can't coach this team. Lovey is a defensive specialist. And that's how he got you to the Super Bowl the first time. You did the man in. Lovey Smith, remember on The Wizard of Oz when the witch looked at Dorothy and said, my pretty.
Never watched it. I watched
And
the
then
Wiz.
you watched The Wiz?
I watched it other morning.
Well, see, you don't even, the analogy don't work with you. It ain't about Michael Jackson. But when the lady took Nipsey Russell, forget Nipsey Russell, Michael Jackson, all that. But when the lady took the hourglass and turned it over, they did that in Lovey's office. When the sand run out of that hourglass,
His time
is done.
Like CBS cut the guy in light.
22 years. See ya.
We got a caller on the line. Callers, tell your name, tell it like it is. Hello, caller?
Hello.
Yes?
Yeah, my name is Norman.
Who?
Norman.
Hey, how you doing, Norman?
Okay. And I just want to say, I want to salute Dollar Bill.
Oh, Lord.
Because Dollar Bill, you amongst a bunch of heads.
See, I told you.
Hey, Norman.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Go ahead.
That's his cousin.
What they don't understand, the season don't start tomorrow. How you gonna say I'm not gonna give it the season?
Thank you. Thank you.
And the game starts with the quarterback.
Thank you.
Dollar Bill, you went two guys joined at the hip. And I salute you for being a man
I salute you.
and standing on your own.
I salute.
I'm not gonna pull you down, brother.
Hey, I salute you. And just like Norman just said, this is a puzzle, fellas. Bears still putting pieces together. Okay? Norman,
But
I
you know, that box
salute
of
you.
3 pieces missing.
There you go.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, the puzzle will be complete by the season start. You
All
take
right.
that to the
Thanks,
bank.
Norman, for calling in. Calling in anytime.
Oh, y'all want to cut me off? Okay.
I don't
We got
want
enough.
Norman.
Norman, we got enough caller on the line.
I wish they would try to cut you off, Norman.
Norman, we didn't mean to cut you. We got enough caller on the line. Caller, tell your name, tell it.
Not yet. Don't you hear the thing beeping? I wish y'all
Hey,
would cut
girl.
Norman. I wish y'all would cut Norman off. I'm telling you, if you mess with Norman, I'm about to hit the bottle side your head.
All right.
You would
Stay hung
get,
up too.
don't
Call
do
you,
that.
call back. But, go
I'm just.
So who your national champ?
Who do you think?
Villanova?
My national champs is Michigan State.
Yours? Number 3.
Oh, who's number 3 says national champ, Michigan State, but you got your caller back, buddy.
Caller, tell his name, tell it like it is.
How do you think you guys are talking about the Bears? Did they pick up at no pace up?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
they picked up
Got it
back
for 3
pace.
years. They got it for 3 years.
Okay, and I think he's going to be a superstar for the Bears.
I feel you. I think he's gonna do his job for 3 years, man. And just like Norman just said, these cats here, number one, they're not only they're not Bear fans, they just big time haters. And what the Bears are doing this year is gonna prove them wrong.
Okay.
What else you got to say? You got anything else on that?
Nah, I'm just saying I'm a big Illinois fan, and I watch them. I call them and to talk to you guys like 8 times already.
Thanks, partner. We appreciate it.
Hey, Johnny Dog gonna give you a
Hey,
salute.
and I will salute you.
But Michigan State all the way.
That's right. I will salute you big time.
Okay.
Bam.
Thank you for calling in. Call us anytime.
Bam.
All right.
Thanks, man.
But
Hey, you can't beat Bear Down weather, baby. You can't beat Bear City, baby. Bear Country, man. Bear Country.
We got another caller on the line. Caller on the line. Tell us your name. Tell it like it is.
Oh, man.
Caller, you there?
No, the call ain't
They don't
there.
want to talk.
You know what I mean? We got
Hey,
a few minutes left.
Look, we got a few minutes. I'm going North Kakalaka.
You going with North Carolina?
But we got a big thing this weekend. It's a girl. Her daddy named Bubba
Big Bubba?
said if she loses to Connecticut, she gonna get it's
Her
a
scholarship back.
$64,000 debt on this game if they win.
Old Courtney Paris.
She said she would give her scholarship money
Said
back.
she'd give
You
her
know
money
what?
back. Now, you know
I'm
what?
gonna give her right that check.
Well, first of
Might
all,
as well.
she ain't be getting the money back. Bubba gonna be giving that money back. So Bubba already done went and took her and Ashley out to the woodshed and said, look here, y'all do whatever you got to do. Because that's 64 stacks you trying to get me to get back.
And you hear Daddy got on national TV. He says, if you don't do the job, if you don't win with this team, it's your fault, coach.
Right.
But he put the pressure on her.
Putting the pressure on her, but I think
Number one is UConn is I don't watch girls basketball too much. When I do, I watch it. But I don't know what the point guard name is or the shooting guard, the number 2. All I seen a woman pull back like she was a grown man and hit the sweetest jump shot.
They probably could be some good.
Oh,
not a
man.
good men's team, but average men's
Oh,
team.
man.
If they give them a run for their money. Oh, they stop me inside play. But before we go off the show this week, we're gonna have our prediction. How many
Right.
games the Cubs gonna win? Y'all Cub fan. Go Cubs, go.
Well, you can't predict on how many games. I mean, it's a 90
I did it last
He
year.
did it last
Well,
year.
And
that's
with 3
what he
games
do.
off.
I just predicted like this. I'm tired of saying wait till next year.
Next year's here.
Exactly. Let's go Cubs all the way. Cubs, Bears, baby. Cubs, Bears. Go Cubs, go Bears.
Cubs,
Go Cubs, go Bears.
102-60.
Woo!
They win 100, and here's why I
Go
say
Cubs, go Bears.
It's actually addition by subtraction, Bun. St. Louis is weaker than they've ever been.
Oh, yeah.
The Central
Carpenter
is
won't last.
right. Pirates are always weak in the Central. The only team you really got to be concerned about in the Central
Is Astros?
is the Brewers. Not even the Astros.
Is Brewers looking tough this year?
Hey.
I mean, I'm watching that baseball channel, and which is great, by the way, that
Right.
24-hour ML, but I don't see Brewers looking too hot.
Well, they don't have CC like they had at the end of last year, so I agree with you on the
He
pitching
done
staff.
it club,
But
boys club.
the Cubs are 102-60. Last year I said it was
Go Cubs, go Bears.
162, and they get what, 97? But the Bears,
Go
like
Cubs, go
Norman
Bears.
said, the season don't start tomorrow. That's why we're telling all of y'all right now, put the Kool-Aid down, stop eating the Cutler, because you're going to have heartburn and indigestion come
And
September
like
and October.
Norman said, y'all are joined from the hip. Get the last caller, because you run your mouth too much, man.
Hey, Sheffield signed with the Mets.
And
Hey, that's what we needed.
they just trying to keep up with the Yankees.
Call us. You're on the line. Tell us your name. Tell it like it is.
How you doing? I know y'all sure. And I want to talk about the color thing.
Talk about
I know you just said don't drink good things because we don't have heartburn. But people need to realize this was a great trade for the Bears. They got some of the people don't understand that the Bears have been known to draft excellent outside the first round. Let me know a time when the Bears have not done a great job drafting outside the first round. Pretty much all our first rounders are bust. They have some wonderful drafting. Second round.
Thank you.
So please, do not fear. The Bears are back. We are taking over this division, and it's went down. Believe that.
Hey, I salute you. I'm telling you.
Let me say one thing to him. He said the Bears draft excellent outside the first round. They do. Earl Bennett was outside the first round. He still ain't hit the field.
Bam.
Wow.
Caller, I salute
Tell
you.
me
Bears
about
are back.
I don't want to hear
Bears
about
are
this.
back.
We
Bears are back.
We got like 30 seconds. What you want to close with?
Can I close with this? Bear down, Chicago Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears. That's all I know. Cubs, Bears. And I want to thank everybody, Bear Country, Bear fans, for calling in and telling these two haters about what's about ready to happen in the Windy City. Because I'm telling you,
all
the
thing I-
Cubs going to start it off, y'all. The Cubs going
all
to start
thing
it
I
off,
say about
and the
that-
Bears going to finish it.
All that I say about that dollar? Tigers playing next weekend in the Masters.
There you go. And I got my closing remark. You'll read this headline come November. Jay Cutler arrested on Rush Street. Case closed.
Good night.
Peace.
Bear down, Chicago.
I salute.
Let's go.